I hear what people don't say. It really is that simple. And when people ask me, Kim, how did you know that about me? I'm thinking to myself, that's because I was listening to what you didn't say. I am Kimberly Faith, and my purpose in life, I finally discovered, is to magnify hope. And when I think of the word hope, I think of harnessing our power every day. And when I get into conversations with people, and this started with my friends, where they would share a situation or a problem that was of great concern to them, and I would listen to what was not being said. And over the years, I found that that was really where the nugget was, because somewhere along the way, during the snapshots of our life, each chapter of our life that we somehow made a still photo of and moved right along, the assumptions that we had then were no longer serving us now. And so my hearing impairment certainly made me plug into that, because I always had to be very in tune with people to read all of the external things outside of voice, because I struggled to hear it. I had to look at the whole picture, and that was part of how I tuned in. Then I had this collection of experiences and training where I learned to listen to what was really motivating people, and I had that to plug in, and that's what brought me to today. And over the years with my clients, I've had the privilege to train or coach now over 20,000 leaders. And when I walk them through the steps of saying, folks, here's what's in your way, here's what you can do to be different and take on a new direction, it's like the light bulb comes on. And I understand that light bulb because I remember being there. I remember living that. So I want you to take a look at this montage of pictures. I start off as a toddler, happy toddler, nothing unusual about that. Life was pretty normal until I hit middle school. And then take a look at the middle school picture with the Coke bottle glasses, and what you could not see were the hearing aids on both ears, foam taped to my head, because my mother, we could not keep the hearing aids on and the glasses on at the same time and me to be able to move and do anything. And so she helped me figure out how to do that. It was during then that I embraced, I captured unknowingly this message that I was hearing from people, that you're not enough, as I heard the criticism of how you look and how you act and whether or not you were skinny enough. I lived through a very bitter divorce with my parents, and I remember making a choice to go down the path of an eating disorder. And I remember that day with stark clarity. I remember feeling so powerless at that moment, and I didn't know who to go to, I didn't know what to do, and I'm searching the cabinets, and I end up over there at the refrigerator, and I see this gallon of ice cream. And I meant to take just a few spoonfuls. And before I knew it, it was gone. And that started me down that path of an eating disorder. And the message that I unconsciously tucked away in the back of my head was that life is a struggle. The best we could do was survive. And I took that mentality through college. And yes, life was hard. That was just the reality of it. But I was letting let my power just be drained from a past that I didn't have to do. But it took me years to figure that out. Take a look at the pictures. And I get married. You see my first wedding picture there. I want you to look at my eyes, because you can see what's not there. And then we have a child, a wonderful part of my life, the joy of my life, my daughter. Things go well up until about 10 years. And then all of a sudden I look in the mirror and I find that I'm not a person internally or externally that I wanted to be. Take a look at the pictures and see for yourself. And you see a woman who is unhappy. But see, I was trying to put on a good face, as so many people do. I was trying to do the right things. I have to do this, and I must do these responsibilities, and I should do this. And over the years, it got to be too much. And I would try to fix things. So I remember the conscious effort I made to lose 100 pounds, and I made some progress. But what I learned over the years was the fact that you can change everything exterior, but if you're not changing what's on the inside, if you're not addressing all these unconscious beliefs that you have latched onto, that the change is short-lived. And I learned that no matter what I said on the outside, all of those feelings somehow would bubble up. And I know what that's like because I've been there. I remember getting to the point when I lost my business of thinking, I'm a complete failure. Your life's no longer worth living. People would be better off without you. And that started me on a journey to figure out how I could think differently. And I took the tools and the techniques that I've had my entire business career. I started practicing these tools myself, and I figured out how I could go from this direction, pause long enough so that I could go that direction. And I was started to be able to do that faster and faster. And wow, what a difference it makes in your life. And so what I want you to do is take a look at the recent pictures from I've just got remarried last summer. And what I want you to look at is not the exterior, because that does not matter. What matters is the light that bubbles up from inside. You'll see a difference between what was in my eyes the first time and what was in my eyes this time. And that's what I plug into now when I'm working with people. I know when they're saying all the things they think they need to say, and I know what they're not saying. Because to me, what we don't say often speaks louder than what we do. And when I bring that to light and show that and say, did you realize that this is something that you've latched onto at some chapter in your life? And they didn't even realize it. And when we talk about the fact that now that you see it, we can rewrite that narrative. How would you like to rewrite it? And it's a struggle at first because that's a new thought process, and then we'll start to rewrite this new narrative of their life. And I'm watching the power unfold in them. And this has been happening over and over and over again. And when people come to me and they say, Kim, I want to know more. Please share more about how you're doing that. And so here I am. I've been a bit of a reluctant participant on this journey, but I have to tell you that I have such a passion for helping people realize that they can absolutely rewrite the narrative that they have somehow clasped onto, if that's what they want. I've been able to show people how they have far more power than they think they do. And so that is what I'm investing my life in. That is where the joy just bubbles up from me now, and I know and I want to bring that to you. I want to show people that they can have a different reality. And what was acceptable in the past, take a look at this past that I had, this whole cloud right here that shows you all those old perspectives that I'd grasped onto. It doesn't have to be anymore. I've rewritten my narrative. I'm now the architect of my life, and I am there helping others and inspiring others to own the power they do have. And I want to do that with you. So I am Kimberly Faith. My purpose here in this life is to magnify hope. And I'd like to take you on this journey of discovery with me.